All right, we are looking at your Dynasty football trades on today's video.
Come on, baby.
If you want your trades to be considered, it's quite simple. Join our Discord with the link in the description. Anytime you post a screenshot of a trade in the Dynasty Trades text channel, it will be considered for this video series. We got a lot of names for you guys. I wanted to find a Justin Fields trade. We found one because I know
Nice.
like he is absolutely ascending. You and I, we have loved him all offseason. It's good to
Mm-hmm.
see. So we got names today with all these trades that include Justin Fields,
Right.
Darnell Mooney, Gabe Davis, Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Calvin Ridley, Dak Prescott, Josh Jacobs, Kyle
Come
Pitts,
on.
Tyreek Hill. There's some big names on today's video. And I would say one of the biggest rebuild trades I think I've seen in a long time as well. So let's get straight to it. The first trade is from Christian C. Team 1 gets Darnell Money Mooney and Justin Fields.
Mm.
Team 2 gets Jimmy G, Gabe Davis, and a 2023 first round pick. Context, he says 12 team Superflex PPR. I'm the top, traded for Fields and Mooney before the week 10 games. I'm a contending team, but wanted to sell high, wanted high upside in my Superflex spot. He has Hurts as well. Also have two more firsts to shop for contending pieces. The first is projected to be late that he sent away. So this is a very interesting trade. I wanted to send it because it's always good to get a gauge on what real deals are going on, around the Dynasty space. For guys like Fields who are ascending in Dynasty,
Yeah.
and you're finally starting to see this sort of breakout for him. Where do you lean on this trade, Badaki?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to take the Justin Fields side because he did say he has multiple firsts. So, giving up Jimmy G and a 23 first doesn't really mean anything in the sense of like he's giving up a lot. So essentially, I'm seeing this as a 23 first for Justin Fields and then a swap of Darnell Mooney and Gabe Davis, right? Jimmy G is just here's a piece for you now this year so you can have a starting quarterback, right?
Right.
So I'm really excited about the Justin Fields side. Darnell Mooney, he's going to go. He kind of gets the stack, even though you have Chase Claypool. The expectations that they could still draft another wide receiver. But Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields has a really good chemistry. They're going to build up together. 23 years old, Justin Fields, 25 for Darnell Mooney. Gabe Davis is still only 23. But, he's been up and down, boom or bust. And then Jimmy G, 31, is not a guy that you really want in the long term. So I'm really happy with Team 1 and what he got. Plus, he has Jalen Hurts and still multiple other like 23 firsts. So,
Yeah. He either drafted really well or some other people made some terrible trades and he was a beneficiary of it, but he's put himself in a great spot.
Yeah.
I'm also going with the Fields side. You and I have been all aboard the Justin Fields train this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
We were taking him in the second round of rookie startups and people were roasting us in the comments, but look at us now. But look, my issue really with Team 2 is I think you put this in a trade calculator, it'll say even value. For me, I don't think it is. I truly don't. Because I don't think Jimmy G is someone I want long term. The first is late. And Gabe Davis, my issue with him the entire offseason, why I have been off of Gabe Davis, is because I think he's going to be boom or bust. And that's exactly what he has been. I mean, you look at his performances this year, we have 4 games over 15 fantasy points, over 16 fantasy points. We have 4 games under 7 fantasy points. I think the people who own Gabe Davis are probably frustrated because they will have sat him and he would have gone off, and they would have started him and they would have, he would have got them 5 points. So that's the kind of player I think Gabe Davis is going to be for his career. I don't truly see an arc in which Gabe becomes a alpha wide receiver 1 in dynasty football. So I personally think that Team 1 got an incredible deal here for a young ascending superstar quarterback in a super flex league. That first would have had to have been an early first for me to have even considered Team 2. So I'll go Team 1 here. I'm going to give them an A. I'm going to give Team 2 a C. I just think that you should have gotten more for an ascending player. You don't sell at like base value when a player's ascending.
Yeah. Team 1, I gave an A, and Team 2, I gave a B minus. Still like Gabe Davis in the 23 first. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. The second trade is from Danny Bergman 22. Bergman, you know someone called Bergman.
Bergman? Brandon Burgos.
Don't you?
Shout out to you.
Yeah. All right. So this is a big one. This is a huge trade.
Yeah.
So Team 1 gets Darren Waller, Alvin Kamara, Nico Collins, 3 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks, all in 23, 24, and 25. Team 2 gets Odell Beckham Jr., Derrick Henry, Gerald Everett, and Austin Eckler. And the context says Team 1 is going into a rebuild, and the other team is win now. I mean, I guess I'll go to you first. Yeah, I'll go to you first.
You go to me first, okay. It's interesting. Getting 3 first-round picks in 3 different years, essentially, for the next 3 years. Getting 3, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, yes, 3 second-round picks, 1 in 2024 and 2 in 2025 is interesting. Let me start off with Team 2 first, okay? Everyone here is getting old, right? Odell Beckham, 30 years old, currently doesn't have a team. Why personally would I want him in Dynasty? I know the conversations around him saying that he wants to learn long-term contract. I don't necessarily want to invest in OBJ right now. Derrick Henry, 28, coming to the last year of his contract. Is he still going to be with the Tennessee Titans? Not sure, but Derrick Henry is a guy that we would say to trade away. Gerald Everett, 28 years old, comes into a good offense right now. He's being utilized. Not necessarily sure I want to invest in him as well.
1-year deal.
Yeah, exactly. And then Austin Eckler. Obviously, I think he is probably the best guy in this trade on both sides of the ball, in my opinion, or both sides of the team, of the teams, in my opinion. So that's how I'm seeing for Team 2. Team 1, I don't want anything with Waller right now. He just feels very irrelevant. Can't stay on the field. It looks like this team might go into rebuild mode, completely honest with you, even though they just got Devontae Adams. Alvin Kamara is probably going to be suspended next year, and it's going to be up and down. Yeah. So in reality, I honestly don't know where to go here, but I'm going to go with the picks.
Okay.
I'm going with the picks, personally. Right. And it doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, I don't want Henry. I don't want Everett.
What do you mean it doesn't make any sense? This is like the easiest Team 1 of all time, in my opinion. This is literally the easiest Team 1 of all time. Team 2 is supposedly going all in, but they're getting rid of Darren Waller and Alvin Kamara. Mm-hmm. This trade is a huge overpay from Team 2. Massive, massive overpay from Team 2 in my mind. You're telling me that Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler, that's the real pieces in Team 2's side, right? Yes. Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler. Mm-hmm. Are you telling me they're anywhere worth,
You're right.
Maybe those guys alone are worth 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
But you also gave away Alvin Kamara, who, yes, is an older running back, but you got an older running back in return with Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler. So this is one of the biggest overpays, I think, in a long time that we've seen on our Discord. Just because you want to go all in doesn't mean that you sell your entire future to get rid of a running back that would have helped you this year in Kamara, replace him with Henry, who they could have similar outcomes the rest of the season. And then, you're essentially Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara. I don't think there's that much difference for their dynasty value personally.
Right.
Okay. So let's wipe those off the board. You're essentially paying 3 first-round picks for Austin Eckler, who is 27 years old, looks incredible, but again, he's 27 years old. Running backs, it's very well known that their arc life, pretty much around age of 28 or so, is when they start to decline. He's a receiving back, so I think he can be relevant for longer, but this is one of the biggest overpays I've seen in a very, very long time by Team 2 personally. So I feel like if you're going to go all in, that doesn't mean you just get rid of all your picks to get players and move other players that were going to help you this year anyway. So yeah. I hate this deal for Team 2. I think this is a huge overpay.
No, I feel you. All the picks, it feels good. OBJ, Everett, older guys you don't necessarily want. So I completely agree with you. Team 1, brother.
I'm giving Team 1 an A+. Team 2, what's lower than an F? That's what I'm giving them.
E.
You're getting an E.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
G.
I couldn't think of it.
How about the alphabet? I'm giving you a B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I'm giving you an L for just a huge L that you took here.
That's fair. I would say the same thing.
All right. Trade number 3. Team 1 gets Calvin Ridley, Nick Chubb. Team 2 gets 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. It's from Spinola. And the context, he says, I'm 2-7, 10th in the standings, 7th in the most points scored. Time to sell off and go for picks. My team has Ayuk and Samuel as my top 2 wide receivers. No chance this season, to be honest.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm assuming he's getting the pick side of this. What do we think? Which side do you like?
Yeah, I love the pick side. I think Spinola, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Spinola, he's always been in the chat. If this is the right one, then you kind of know how I feel about Calvin Ridley. Not a guy I necessarily want to invest in. Essentially getting a 23 second. Hopefully that's a first. I've always said if I can get a 23 first right now for Calvin Ridley, a 23 second, I'll feel really comfortable. An early second, so hopefully this is an early second. We don't know, obviously. You probably won't know till the end of the season, but getting 23 first essentially for Nick Chubb, I think that's pretty fair. 26 years old. He is, once again, 26. He's going to be kind of on the decline in the running back age. But from what it looks like, all these running backs, that's 26, depending on the team that they're on, could potentially have another 2 years. So let's see. But I actually really do like the trade. Give me team 2, the 222 third, 22 first, and a 23 second.
Yeah, I'll take the pick side. I've been a huge Calvin Ridley advocate, but this is an overpay for Calvin Ridley and Nick Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find a way that this is potentially even. Maybe you take the second away. I feel a little bit better about it.
Right.
Or maybe you take one of those firsts away and it's just the second and a first. That feels a little bit more even to me. So I'll go the Calvin Ridley side of this deal, or the pick side of this deal. Love Calvin Ridley. Nick Chubb looks incredible, but it is an overpay. And
Agreed.
the 2023 class has a lot of good running backs that we like. So
Agreed.
I'm going to give Team 1 a B, Team 2 an A, just straight across the board.
Agreed. I gave it a B minus, though.
Okay.
But other than that, I think we're on the same page.
All right. Trade number 4 is from Byronic. Team 1 gets Dak Prescott, Josh Jacobs, Kyle Pitts. 2023 third-round pick. Team 2 gets 2 first-round picks and a second. In context, he says 10-team Superflex tight end premium league. Tight end premium, by the way.
Right.
Trying to push for a title run next year. My 23 first will be top 3, but it won't be the 101. The other 23 first will be very late. And he says his quarterbacks are going to be Burrow, Watson, Lance, and now Dak. His running backs are Brees, Dillon, Damian, Rashad, and now Jacobs. And his tight ends, now he's got Pitts, Kmet, and Ingram.
Okay.
Pretty uneven deal here, I would say. Team 1 definitely gets the best end of this deal. Yeah. I mean, I know that one of those firsts is going to be early, but at the same time, I feel like Kyle Pitts on his own is probably worth that. And then Jacobs at the moment, I mean, you kind of have to put him right around that late first round value on his own.
I think all these guys are deserved a first. Like, I don't think anyone is going to sell Dak for less than a first. Anyone is going to sell Jacob for less than a first, and Kyle. So, yeah, I agree. It's the complete underpay, in my opinion. I
think if I get this deal, then I'm feeling like an absolute champion. Agreed. Of course, you have to keep in mind that it's only a 10-team league, so the draft picks will be a little bit more valuable in that sense. But still, at the same time, I think you could argue Kyle Pitts, despite his bad, season so far, I would say he's probably worth at least 2 firsts.
Yeah.
No one's going to sell him for a first in our leagues at this point, I would say.
No.
For just a first.
Yeah, for just
a first. So, I think this is definitely a huge win for the Team 1 side. Dak Prescott on his own in a Superflex league. My question more is, like, you have Burrow, Watson, Lance, and now you have Dak. I know it's Superflex, but that's 4 superstar, quarterbacks. I wonder if we can move one of them.
I mean, maybe that's the plan, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to flip some picks, or maybe he's trying to do something, or maybe he's just going all in to compete somehow next year. But it doesn't necessarily make sense to have 4 quarterbacks now, unless he still is believing in the bounce back for Trey Lance, or maybe he's not a believer in Watson, but he just so happens to have him. Right. So maybe that.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty easy win. I'm gonna give Team 1 an A. I'm gonna give Team 2 a C minus. You got to get much more for these players right now.
Yeah, I'm the exact same thing there. Gosh,
all right,
a lot of overpays today.
Yeah, a lot of overpays for sure. I mean, we're getting to the trade deadline for certain people's dynasty leagues, and that's where you see a lot of people go in and kind of make these short-sighted deals. All right, the 5th trade is from Art of Wong. Team 1 gets a first, a second, and a third. Team 2 gets Tyreek Hill and Jamal Williams. Where do you lean on this trade? Just quickly, the context, 12-team Superflex start 10. I'm a contending team looking to make a push this year with some older producers like Hopkins, and it's PPR, by the way. So I'm assuming he is team 2. Where do you lean on this deal?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm actually okay if you are a contending team to get Tyreek Hill. I know Jamal Williams not necessarily a guy that's gonna help you tremendously. I mean, at the moment, he's out snapping Swift in the long haul. He's not gonna help you tremendously. But Tyreek Hill is massive right now. So getting essentially Tyreek Hill, for a 23 first and a 24 second, and getting Jamal for a 24 third. That's how I'm seeing it, right? Yeah. I think it's okay if you want to win now, trying to get that chip. Tyreek Hill has been exceptional with Tua, and Tua has been proving it, a guy that we both believed in, saying that he was going to take big steps this year. I was not a believer in Tyreek Hill specifically. I thought it was going to be more Tua and Waddle, but it's more Tua and Tyreek. It's kind of both, actually. Yeah. But I'm okay with team 2. I think this is an even trade in my opinion.
Yeah, this is an even trade. I would say I think if it was a second on the first side, I would instead of that third, give me maybe one more second instead of that third, and I would feel a little bit better about that side. Okay. The third, I mean, it's just going to be really rare that you hit on a third. Not that you can't. For sure. But you're going to miss more than you hit on that third round pick. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty even deal. I'm more than willing, if I was in a position where I really think I could go out and win it this year, to pay that for Tyreek, who could potentially break, records this year with the amount of receiving yards that he has through 10 weeks. So he could definitely be someone that could carry a lot of people to championships. I could definitely see it happening. I think it's a pretty even trade. I'm going to go a B+ to team 2 and a B to team 1. I just think they could have gotten a little bit more potentially. Yeah,
I'll give them B flats both for both teams. I really like the trade for both guys.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, those are all the trades that we're going to cover today. But of course, if you want your trades to be considered, join our Discord with the link in the description. And anytime you post your trades into the Dynasty Trades text channel, we will consider it for this video series. Right. So comment down below. Let us know where you stand on these trades. I'm team 1, I'm team 2 for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth trade. And why don't you comment down below the 2023 rookie you're most excited to see in the NFL. Good. We're going to be talking about a lot of it very, very soon. Drop a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLand fam.